So you actually want to know how to lose weight. Here's a no bullshit guide on how to actually do it. It's super simple, and you must know how easy it can be. Everyone makes it sound so hard and so painful. Don't worry, I've got you in this video, and I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'll give you a breakdown of what it actually takes. So the first and foremost, you probably think this is all bluff, but I guarantee you the mentality is where it's at. This is the real needle mover, and we're going to start making some serious progress. So obviously, let's hypothetically say you own a sports car. What's your favorite sports car? Let me guess. A Lamborghini. So you have this Lamborghini, right? Then you put fuel in it. You're driving around leisurely at a fast pace, maybe, but you get the point. So your Lamborghini, you're loving it, you're driving it. Then it goes down on fuel. So now, what fuel are you going to put into the Lamborghini? Well, you value and cherish this car, don't you? So let me guess, you're going to put the best fuel into the Lamborghini. Yeah. When you're low on energy as a human being, and what fuel do most people put into their bodies? They're putting not so great fuel. So why don't we take inspiration from this Lamborghini analogy and we start putting some proper fuel into our bodies when we have to? Because we value and cherish our bodies, don't we? So we need to put the best thing into our body. Another thing to keep in mind, mentality wise, how our ancestors would eat and survive. They used to go around hunting, trying to get some food, trying to do whatever they had to. So when they had foods high in calories like sugar, it would trigger to the mind a mechanism of pleasure so that it would keep us alive back in those days. But now in these days, it's not the same thing. It doesn't that mechanism that served our ancestors doesn't really serve us. So every time you're having junk food, you're getting a spike in dopamine, a spike in pleasure, saying that your body's thinking you're doing something right because our mind hasn't like adapted to the current way in where everything is manufactured and you can go to a shop and get it. So it still thinks we're probably like in the savannah. We're trying to like search around for food. So then when we eat something that's high in sugar, we're thinking that it's going to help our bodies survive. So, and once you change your mentality like that, it's going to have a huge butterfly effect. I know these are only simple things and they sound like this in the moment, but believe me, these things have a big change. So another thing you need to realize is that you need to change your values as well. A lot of people, they start going on a strict diet. Let's say they're overweight. They're like 100 kilos and they're a male and they're like, let's say 6 foot tall. So they're trying to cut down to 80 kilos. They're going to try to do it so drastically. They're going to go on an intense diet for like 6 weeks. Yeah, man, I need to find a way in which how I can lose 3 kilograms a week. And then this just exhausts them, puts unnecessary stress on their body. And now they're in this whole loop in where they have to think that they're getting their self-worth from how much weight they can lose week by week. But in reality, it's the systems. So the people that are going and they're trying to lose weight every 2 weeks, they're trying to lose heaps of weight, they're going to naturally revert back because they haven't changed the values and systems in their mind. So when you change your mentality, things like your submodalities and your values, the weight is going to take so much more time to come back on, and in your mind you're going to become a completely different person. Another thing that should really motivate you to try and lose weight is the fact you get energy, so much more energy. A lot of people, they wake up sluggish. Who wants to tackle a whole new day feeling sluggish, low on energy, feeling like you're out of it? Who wants that? People are opting for coffee so heavily in the morning just to get by, and they just need a big boost of this in the morning. What happens if we could just like coffee is not that bad, obviously, but to depend on it as a source of energy, like it's obviously gives you more energy, and it's debated whether you should have it or not. But at the end of the day, most of your energy should come from your diet because that's going to have the nutrients you need. So the food alone has so many nutrients. Let's say you have a steak, for example. It's got so many micronutrients that's going to give you an energy, that's going to satiate you, make you feel full throughout the day. And another thing that's really interesting is that the effect that when your weight's out of control and you're continually snacking throughout the day, when you snack, you're telling your body rather than focus in your mind and focus on its energy into making you exercise well and walk around, you're sending blood towards your gut, which in turn takes energy from your body to digest the food. So there's something called the vagus nerve. So every time you eat, it sends blood to your gut. So that's something very interesting to take into consideration. And the reason it's interesting is because when you start realizing that every time you're snacking, your body has to take a lot of energy and blood to your gut to digest it. Then you start realizing that, okay, so now every time I'm eating, blood's going to my gut. So if I stop doing that, then I'm going to have more energy in turn rather than having a sugar craving and trying to fulfill that low energy in snack. So when you start cutting out snacking as a whole, your everyday energy is going to get higher and higher, which is going to change you and how you go about your day. Another factor to actually lose weight is to focus on small wins uh, rather than one big, huge leap. So people think they're just going to get it done as soon as possible. They're just going to tear off this and melt this amount of weight in X amount of time. So you shouldn't try to focus on it like this. I got inspiration from James Clear in his book Atomic Habits, where he tried to say you get 1% better. You just have to focus on getting 1% better each day in the long run. And then this is going to have a compounding effect. So obviously, this is this concept alone can change just your mentality and how you should only try to just get 1% better per day. You don't have to do everything graduate all at once, and in turn, this is going to have a huge effect on your day to day life. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I know this was a quick video and probably could have got delivered in a better fashion, but that's okay. I hope this message comes across and you learned something from it. And I hope that you can really use these things to better your life, because that's what I want at the end of the day for you, to lose the weight. That's why I clicked on the video. And I hope you do very good on that journey.